Okay, so in this part you're going to collect basically your wind speed, and in order to do your wind speed, what we're going to do is we're going to need a compass, because we need to know first off which way the wind is coming from. So when you use the compass, you know, you're going to get to the red dial is going to paint or go straight north. So what you want to do is, once you know which way north is, then you're going to hold up your Kestrel, which is going to get my wind speed, and I can also do temperature with this. By using this, then I know which way the wind is blowing. So if I point it north and the wind is coming northwest, then I know which way the wind is coming from. So when we use these, then we're going to then take the Kestrel, but then when you get to the wind speed, what you're going to look at is, so if I'm holding it up and the wind is blowing behind me, I'm going to hold this up so that I can collect the wind as it's blowing this way. So you want to make sure you're getting the wind blowing into this from whatever direction. So if the wind is blowing back this way, you want to do the same thing and turn it. On these they have different, you can take the maximum, you can take what actually is going right now, you can do the average. What we do with this one is we want you to use what is actually blowing right now. So we don't want to do the max, we want to do just what's blowing as you're looking at it. And then the center button toggles, and then that goes to temperature, and there's a little gauge here for getting temperature. Go. These are about $100, so you can get these for about $100. If you had, you know, 2 of these, you could easily have multiple groups go. If you just had one, you could still do just fine. If you're not able to purchase these, you can do a couple different things. You could build devices that actually give you wind speed, and there's multiple places we can send you to look at for building devices that allow you to do wind speed. With regards to relative humidity, you could also look and build, or you can get a sling psychometer, which are pretty cheap. They have basically 2 thermometers. One's a wet bulb and one's a dry bulb, and you know, move it around in the air and then look, and there's calculations you do to come up with the relative humidity. So that would allow you to do that as well. I would assume, if nothing else, if you don't have compasses, a lot of phones have them now, so you could, you know, look on your phone and do all that. But even just as simple as putting a needle on a leaf in a water and letting it point north, you could have the kids do that before they go out. Or clearly you could also just tell them which way north is, and then when you get outside you can just have them go off of that. So the reason that we're measuring all these is to look at the total air quality. So it could be where, because the wind is coming from a certain direction, if downwind is a construction site that we didn't know was there, or something was going on, or a tree that was blooming big time, the wind could be blowing that to where you are now, where you think an area may not have a lot of particulate matter or high levels of whatever, or even temperature. You know, that wind blowing across and coming and bringing it in is looking at the entire area to make sure that you're analyzing not just that area, but looking around behind you and everywhere else.